steps to stopping divorce even in the worst of times. You may be wishing that you knew how you could stop divorce before it looks inevitable. Many married people are doing just that instead of hoping that their relationships will sort themselves out. It is much more sensible to work on making your marriage better before it reaches a point of crisis. The people who fail to do this may believe wrongly that saving what they have only involves making few major changes. It is essential that a couple should work continually together to develop what they have and make their bond stronger. To prevent divorce, it is essential to understand how you communicate with each other and express yourselves. Discussing what is on your mind regularly is important, and this is very true even when you have an argument that you are not able to resolve. When you have disagreements, you will find that the usual ways of interacting are affected. It is unfortunate that this usually brings about spiteful remarks that cause feelings of hurt. One good way to avoid divorce is to refrain from communicating with your spouse in a negative manner. This is disrespectful and is the fastest way to break a marriage. Any normal marriage has arguments and disagreements since you are both unique individuals who have their own thoughts, sets of beliefs and opinions that can never align perfectly. However, you should not let these disagreements lead you into separation. You can do this by respecting the views of your spouse, and you will then begin to make headway. You should labor to tackle the minor issues whenever they occur so that they will not build up to something significant. In order to make sure that this does not happen, you should communicate emphatically with each other. The key in being able to communicate emphatically is to be honest. If you find that you have said something that is slightly nasty or you have not listened properly to your partner, you should be aware of it and ensure that you do not do it again in similar scenarios. If you do this, you will be able to continue being in a marriage that goes on getting better. In order to preserve your marriage, you first need to know the reason why it is falling apart. You should take note of how many times you and your spouse speak regarding issues, or if you are much occupied with your families or jobs, to be able to communicate with one another. Consider also how often you have gone on dates, romantic weekends, or how often you have spent quality time together. The other issues that could have led you to begin falling apart are quarrels and affairs. As you attempt to understand the reason why your relationship is falling apart, you should step back from your feelings and look at what is going on. If you have regular fights, note down what causes them. You should also note down the amount of time that you have spent with your spouse in the past few days and what you did when you were not together. After doing this, you can be able to speak with your partner concerning the issues you are facing and what you feel is destroying your relationship. After getting the details, you should approach your topic in a calm and reasonable manner. You should talk with your spouse in a manner that is not critical or confrontational, but rather questing and asking. Since you may both have active schedules, you should plan an occasion where you can sit down with your spouse and discuss the issues that you are facing in your relationship.